Back with you tonight on In Focus. The Minerals Council of South Africa says the second phase of the partnership between government and the private sector could revamp the contribution of mines to the country's economy. Minerals Council CEO Mzila Mthenjane says the sector, which has seen numerous retrenchments in recent months, could turn around and rehire people in the lost jobs if investment picks up through higher economic growth. Mthenjane spoke to our business editor, Xolani Mbanjwa, at the signing of the partnership agreement between government and 130 CEOs of big business.
Over 130 CEOs of big industries in South Africa have met to sign a second phase of the government-business partnership to work together to make sure that the government and the private sector do deal with logistics and transport crisis, the energy challenges, as well as crime and corruption. There are a number of sectors that have been represented here tonight, and I'm joined now by the Minerals Council of South Africa, and they are a massive sector and a big contributor to South Africa's GDP, and that's the CEO, Mzila Mthenjane. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us this evening. We heard just how big the minerals sector requires good collaboration because as far as some of the CEOs are concerned, they are saying from the private sector, your sector, the minerals sector, is ready to explode. It just needs the right environment.
Absolutely, and thank you very much for having me here. So the mining industry contributes about 6.3% of South Africa's GDP. The previous year, in 2022, it was 7.3%, so it came down by 1%, and that's significant. And what you heard today was very inspiring and insightful. And so as we see the improvements taking place with electricity, the confidence that it's bringing to the country is absolutely huge in as far as investment and currently and future investment is concerned. And the changes in performance that we'll begin to see from Transnet are also going to have a huge impact in terms of increasing the capacity of mine production as well as export sales, which will then translate into foreign exchange, which will then be a huge boost to the fiscus. There's no better business to be in than a business where the market needs your products. We're currently sitting with a energy transition, which is going to need a significant amount of the minerals that South Africa and the African continent can produce. And so that provides for potential growth in the industry, and it's going to need a significant amount of investments. We already produce a lot of the metals that are going to be required for the energy transition to get to a low carbon future, such as platinum group metals. We're a huge producer, and we have the largest reserves of manganese, vanadium, and we're seeing as well exploration in copper in the Northern Cape, which is another important critical mineral.
If this partnership works, are we likely to see less and less of those retrenchments happening and fewer of your members saying, we are okay, let's go on with business?
I do believe we'll see less in that. And I think you got to understand the reasons why we're seeing a lot of the retrenchment that we're seeing. 2 to 3 years ago, a lot of mines were investing in increasing capacity, which they haven't been able to achieve. And so what you then have to do as a business is reposition yourself, unfortunately, at a much lower level of operation and capacity. And that means that you have to then reduce a lot of the resources that you had provided for higher levels of production. And so with addressing the challenges of electricity, crime and corruption and logistics, mines will be able to expand back to the levels that they had planned for. And that's going to absorb that capacity or those resources. And so we should begin to see re-employment. And what we want to see, and you heard today, the ambition of taking the economy back to 3% and even higher. So it will be arresting the current decline, but also creating opportunities for more employment.
Thank you so much, CEO Mzila Mthenjane of the Minerals Council of South Africa. This partnership is about that, arresting the decline that South Africa has been on and making sure that the economy grows and more people find jobs. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Xolani Mbanjwa in Sandton.